The Republican Party of Texas wants to eliminate property taxes. It's June 17th, 2025, and these are your headlines. With unfinished Republican priorities still lingering after the close of the regular legislative session, the Republican Party of Texas is calling on Governor Greg Abbott to immediately convene a special session to address several key issues, including the elimination of property taxes, as well as a ban on taxpayer-funded lobbying and bail reform. The resolution, adopted unanimously by the state Republican Executive Committee over the weekend, lays out a series of demands for lawmakers that largely mirrors the party's legislative priorities approved by grassroots delegates at last year's Republican convention. The top of the list, property tax elimination. The resolution calls for any state budget surplus to be directed toward compression of school district M&O taxes, ultimately leading to their elimination. They also support a further expanded homestead exemption and a complete overhaul of the appraisal system to base values on the purchase price of the property. On taxpayer-funded lobbying, a priority that failed to receive a vote in the House despite passing in the Senate, the party's asking the governor to include the issue in a special session call. Taxpayers are set to spend more than $94 million on hired lobbyists, often to advocate against conservative reforms. Another issue the GOP says must be addressed is bail reform. The legislature failed to pass two proposed constitutional amendments that would have allowed judges to deny bail to violent offenders and certain illegal aliens. The failure was due to both measures falling short of the required two-thirds support needed in the House. The resolution also calls on Governor Abbott to direct lawmakers to pass congressional redistricting legislation, an item of interest to President Donald Trump's political team, which has reportedly discussed redrawing maps to secure a stronger Republican majority in Congress. Pro-life protections are again on the table, with the resolution urging the governor to back a ban on abortion-inducing drugs. And finally, the resolution calls for the legislature to pass the Women's Privacy Act. This legislation is aimed at protecting girls and women in restrooms, locker rooms, and other sex-separated spaces. The full resolution, passed by a vote of 64-0, now awaits a response from Governor Abbott, who is the only state official with the power to call lawmakers back to Austin. Texas voters identified earlier this month as possible non-citizens are now under investigation by the Attorney General's office. Attorney General Ken Paxton announced today that his office has opened investigations into 33 potential non-citizens who may have illegally voted in Texas during the 2024 general election. The possible illegal voters were identified by Secretary of State Gene Nelson's office after President Donald Trump gave states free access to the Federal Immigration and Citizenship database called SAVE. Nelson said gaining access to SAVE data was a game changer. Now, as required by state law, Nelson reported potential criminal violations to the AG's office, which has authority to investigate them. Non-citizen voting is a state and federal crime and is a deportable offense.
What are the important things out there in Texas politics and Texas news that matter to you, and what can you do about it? That's what we want to bring you with the Luke Macias Show on a weekly basis for 20 to 30 minutes. That way you can get the information and go do something for the rest of your week. I look forward to coming to you every Wednesday.
Over the weekend, Texas Democrats elected Colby Duhon, a socialist, as their new vice chair for finance. The position is responsible for a variety of duties relating to the party's raising and spending of money. Duhon filled a vacancy that opened when the previous vice chair, Kendall Scudder, was elected party chairman in March. Duhon, a pansexual, uses they/he pronouns and helped found the Socialist Caucus of the Texas Young Democrats back in 2017. If you look at his Twitter account, he's expressed views on subjects including Israel, policing, and racism that place him on the far left end of the political spectrum. He's repeatedly posted in favor of pushing gender confusion on so-called trans kids. Duhon has also posted anti-Israel tweets on several occasions, including accusing the nation of genocide. He's denounced a variety of individuals and organizations on both sides of the political aisle for alleged racism, including Joe Biden, the Travis County Democratic Executive Committee, Donald Trump, and Tarrant County Judge Timothy O'Hare. Now, Duhon's election comes at a time when the Democratic National Committee has launched a new $20 million effort to win back male voters. It's uncertain what role Duhon will play in this process. For more of today's stories, go to TexasScorecard.com.